Today we're going to be making a smoked salmon pate. This recipe consists of lemon juice, capers, red onion, spinach, sockeye salmon, smoked salmon, gelatin, dill, paprika, mayonnaise, honey mustard, 35% cream, and water. If you don't want to use the water, you can also use white wine. So you want to first start by taking the skin and bones out of the sockeye salmon. It's very simple by just rubbing your thumb against the salmon and the skin just comes off, as well with the bones. You just continuously just rub lightly and they come off. So once you have all the skin and bones out, you just want to thoroughly go through it once again and make sure all the bones and the skin is completely off. And there we go. The next step you want to do is prepare your spinach. It's going to be finely cut into small pieces because this will be used as the first layer once you have your salmon pate mix fully complete. So you're going to chop it up, and then you would set it aside until you need it. Once you've completed preparing the spinach, we're now going to go on to mixing the ingredients for this recipe. We're starting off with mayonnaise, then capers, red onions, lemon juice, and we're going to mix those ingredients up so that we have a nice balance. So once you have those ingredients nicely mixed, you will now add the paprika, the dill, and you would mix those ingredients into the other ingredients nicely so that there's a good balance. So once you have all those ingredients nicely mixed, we're going to now add the honey mustard, the sockeye salmon that we prepared from earlier on, and we will mix those all in together so that there's a good balance. So once you have those ingredients nicely mixed, you want to take a couple of layers of the smoked salmon and break it up and throw them into the ingredients that we've already mixed together. We will be adding more of the smoked salmon later on, and we will show you how that's done. So once we have those ingredients all mixed up, we're now going to make the gelatin. So we're going to start off with the water. Again, you could use white wine if you prefer. I'm going to use water and then the gelatin powder. So I'm using 1.5 packages of this. So I would bring the gelatin and the water to a boil, and then now I will add some hot water to the mix. I would stir it up, and then I would set it aside to cool down. So once we have the gelatin sitting for some time, then we would pour it into the mixture of the salmon that we prepared earlier on. We would thoroughly mix it around so that it's even, and then we would put in the whipping cream, which we would fold it in, and again stirring it up to make sure there's a good balance of all of the ingredients. And then there we go, it's all done. So once our entire recipe is completed with all the ingredients, the last step would be preparing the mold for the pate. So I'm using a rectangle shaped glass container. I layer the first bottom of the dish with spinach, making sure it's evenly distributed and that every inch of the container is covered. And then I would pour on top the salmon pate mix. So I'd be going slowly to make sure that it seeps into all areas of the dish. And then I'm spreading it out so that it has a nice balance to it. So once you are finished putting the mixture of the pate into the dish, then you would finish the top layer with some more smoked salmon. So we put some smoked salmon within the mixture, and now we're putting more on top of it. So once you put the entire top layer with smoked salmon, I would finish it off with some dried dill. Now you can also put fresh dill. I've done that in the past, and that's just as nice as the dried dill. It's all about your preference. So there we go. That is the full recipe for the smoked salmon pate. And the final touch you would do is you would set it into the fridge for overnight before you serve it, so that the gelatin can mold the pate, and once it's cut and ready to serve, it comes out nicely. Now I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this recipe and you want to see more like it, subscribe to our page, share it, like it, hit that bell notification button. Thank you.